A young black guy body slammed a 44-year-old Asian lady on the cement while he was robbing her. She's now paralyzed. She can't walk and can't even go to the bathroom on her own. This woman has 3 kids. It happened at an Asian strip mall in Houston, Texas. Folks, if you ever wanted to know why millions of Americans think that our society is doomed, it's because of things like this. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we are the antidote to the daily onslaught of radical woke Marxist propaganda. So here's the video of what happened to a 44-year-old woman who was followed to a shopping center 24 miles away from the bank where she took out $4,300. This animal went and saw that she took money out and followed her for 24 miles just to get it. Now, I can't show the actual body slam because, you know, these guys would turn around and say that it was glorifying violence. But watch this. Here she comes. So I can't actually show him roughing her up because, you know, now she drops the money and he grabs it. See it in his hand there? But it's not the money, and he realizes it. And she goes and grabs the money, and he turns around and comes back at her, and that's when he assaults her. Now, see, I can't show you the rest of this, but he lifts her up and body slams her on the cement. I'll have the link to this in the description, or you can just look up the guy's handle on Twitter. So he grabbed the wrong thing. He didn't grab the money. He grabbed the wrong thing. And then when he realized and he turned around and he saw that she grabbed the money and that she was running away, he body slammed her down because he didn't want to have to chase her and fight her anymore. So he intentionally slammed her on the ground, and now she's paralyzed for life. This piece of human debris should be buried under the prison. Now the police found this piece of shit pretty quickly after a brief search. They arrested the 17-year-old suspect for slamming a Vietnamese mother and paralyzing her. Folks, this is why many Americans think that the Bubba effect's going to kick in. That's where people just take the law into their own hands to defend themselves because the government's not helping you, all right? We saw this young rat of a criminal get the sympathetic ear of Judge Kristen Geeney, who decided that it just wasn't right to keep this piece of crap behind bars while he awaits trial. The judge cut his bond in half. He nearly killed a woman and put her in a position of pain for years. She's going to have to go through difficult physical therapy for only the small, tiniest chance of ever walking again. And this judge cuts this prick's bond in half. What kind of social justice is that, liberals? The prosecutors in this case asked for $200,000 bond because this piece of shit had just been released on a $100 bond on January 26th for an unlawful carry of a weapon charge. And he attacked this woman on February 13th. But his court-appointed lawyer, which means his victim is paying for the court-appointed lawyer through her taxes, argued on Wednesday to have his bond reduced to $100,000, saying that his family could not afford to get the animal out on the street again so he could harm even more people. Your Honor, he grew up in a bad situation. He had a horrible life, all of which had absolutely nothing to do with the Vietnamese woman. Equity, Your Honor, equity. These Asian people believe in meritocracy. Show us some equity, Your Honor. So this little punk was already let out on a low bond before he attacked this woman and harmed her for life. And now they're going to do it again. They should make him do prison time every day that she can't walk. And if it's life, so be it. This is the kind of thing that makes you question the very foundation of our judicial system. You have Democrats who are defunding the police, so there aren't enough of them to patrol the streets to keep little thugs like this in line. And then at the same time, Democrats want to disarm you because some criminal misuses a gun while committing a crime, and they want to blame you, the law-abiding gun owner, so you don't have a gun to defend yourself from the very people that they let out on the streets. You see how that works? This is how Houston, Texas is being run. Equity, Your Honor. So this guy was charged with aggravated robbery, and that's a pretty serious crime in Texas, folks. He's facing 100 years in prison if he's convicted. A man who's this depraved and crazy enough to paralyze an innocent woman just to steal her money is also loony enough to try to run for it if he's facing 100 years in prison. And we know when a piece of dog crap like this makes a run for it, he often ends up hurting other innocent people during his flight to get away from the police. This guy should be locked up behind bars until his trial. And it denies belief in a benevolent being that a judge would cut this prick's bail in half. A young man this dangerous and this heartless and callous. And we see stuff like this in blue cities all over America, folks. Again, it makes you wonder, what the hell is happening to our country? All right, thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to support the channel, visit rpwmedia.com. Share all of our stories with like-minded people. Give us a like, share this video. We'll see you in the next one.